Hi, second grade. Welcome to week 6. It's hard to believe we're almost done with what we're working on. Today we're going to work on time and data, so like graphs and clocks, like this. So some things you need to know about the clock. Now this is a very shortened version. We would do a lot more of this if we were in school, but I'm going to try and make it as short as possible. So this is a clock, as you've seen. It goes by 5. You count by 5s to go around it. For the minute hand. So your little hand is your hour hand and your big hand is your minute hand. So the little hand, you always use the big numbers. So it's like the opposite of that. And then the little hand, you use the little numbers. You can kind of see how mine, so you count it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You may have seen something like this in your class before. It's a similar concept. All clocks are the same, and clocks these are called analog clocks. Digital clocks are the same time. It's just you have to use this and it goes around. Okay, so one of the skills that we have to learn in second grade is telling time to the 5 minutes. So every one of these things. So on this worksheet, it says telling time to the 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from number to number. And so on here, it says it takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from number to number. Tell time to the 5-minute count by 5s for every number. So what it's saying is, if we're here, it takes 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get to the other number for the minute hand. So the hour hand stays the same. So on here, it says, what is the time? Well, make sure you're careful with your hands, because if you flip it, it'll make it opposite. So it says that my minute hand is on 3. So my hour hand is between the 5 and the 6, which always you say the earlier number. And then my minute hand is on the 3. Which if you look closely, that says 15. So that means that this has to be 5:15. That's what that means. So it says, for number 1, count by 5s, write the time. So if we look right there, it says 5, 10, 15. So 5, 10, 15. So that means if it's between the 7 and the 8, and that makes it 7:15. I'm going to write that. Good. Now, let's do number 2. Number 2 has that, like this. So if we look, it's between the 10 and the 11. So we always say the earlier number. So we know that it is 10. So I'm going to write 10 to start off with. Now let's count by 5s. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So what time is it? 10:40. Now, I want you to do the rest of this side by yourself and see if you can try it. Now, let's do 2 on this side, where it says draw the clock hands for each time. So instead of having the clock that you have to try and figure out what it is, you have the digital time and you have to write it on the clock. So for this one, it says 3:25. So let's put our hour hand to the 3. Let's make this go around to 25. See how it naturally, when I did that, it naturally came between the 3 and the 4. So you should draw your hand between like a little bit closer to the 3, between the 3 and the 4, and there. Now, if you don't have this at home, just write on a piece of paper or try your, I printed or I attached one, but if you can't print it, that's okay. So number 10, or not number 10, number 2, it says 10:20. So 10:20. So let's put our hour hand up to the 10. And then 5, 10, 15, 20. See? So now it should say 10:20. So see how I have it? So we're going to put it a little bit before or after the 10 and on the 4. And don't stress about it being perfect. See, mine is not exactly perfect because it's kind of a thicker marker. Let's do one more. 2:45. So I'm going to put my hour hand on the 2. And then let's go to 45. See? It should be like almost to the 3, but not quite, because when it's between the 2 and 3, it may look like it's 3, but it's not. It's really 2. So 2:45. And my big hand has got to be on my 9. My little hand's between my 2 and my 3. See? Now I want you guys to try the rest of that worksheet by yourself. I think you can do it. And if you need any help, you know where to find me. Now, this next worksheet's an important worksheet, but it's super easy. And I'm going to tell you why. It's talking about AM and PM. AM is in the morning. PM is in nighttime. Simple enough. Now, when you say like afternoon, so 12 o'clock in the afternoon, if we had a normal school day, you guys would probably be, I think you were out at recess maybe, something like that. You were in school at 12 p.m. And it sounds like nighttime, but really, the only thing that's different is at 12 p.m., we have it where after 11 a.m., it goes 12 p.m. And so at 12 p.m., you're still in school. 12 a.m., you're probably sleeping, or you should be. So that's what you're doing on this worksheet, is you're just deciding, okay, if you're in 3 o'clock p.m., would you normally be in school if we had like a normal situation going on right now? Yes, it would be p.m., 3 o'clock p.m., because 3 o'clock a.m., it's in the middle of the night and you would be sleeping. Going to sleep. Is it going to be 8 o'clock a.m. or 8 o'clock p.m.? Well, it's going to be p.m. because 8 o'clock a.m. we would have started school normally. So that's what you're going to look at for this one on both sides. You're trying to decide, okay, what is a.m. and what is p.m. Pretty self-explanatory, but an important concept. Now, these other 2 worksheets, all you got to do is you're going to circle what time it is. That's all it is. This one's for the half hour and the quarter hours, and this one's for 5 minutes. So, looking at this clock, it's between the 2 and the 3, so we know that it has to be a 2 o'clock time. So if we want to cross off that 1:30, cross it off. Now, is it either 2:20 or 2:35? Well, let's look at the minute hand. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it has to be 2:20. So we're going to circle 2:20. Now, time is just something you have to practice. It's not really something, once you got the basic principles about it, you have to just got to do it, okay? So we'll do one more and then we'll flip to the other part of it. So next one, it says, is it 6:30, 5:40, or 5:50? We'll look at our hour hand. We always look at the hour hand first, between the 5 and the 6, so we know that it has to be 5 because we always use the earlier number. So I'm going to cross off the 6 one because we know it's not 6 o'clock. Now, this is also one you can just write on a piece of paper or just insert in your head. So, look, now, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So it has to be 5:50. We can do it on this one too if you want. So it has, look, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. On the little thing, see how it says 50 there? So that's how we know it's 550. Now, moving on to the next one. This other worksheet looks very similar, but one's the half hour, one's the not. That's what it looks like. Has the little boy in the balloon. Or no, it's a lasso. He's like a cowboy. The other one has a bird on it. So now it says, what's the correct time? So we have our hour hand is between the 1 and the 2. So we always know that means the number 1. So let's cross off the one that says 2 because that's not even relevant. Now that means it's either a 1 or 1:30. Well, let's look. If it's at o'clock, like the 00, that means that the minute hand has got to be at the 12 because that's the very, very top part. So if it's at the 6, we know that means it's at the half hour point because it's half of the clock. See? So if you look right here, it says 30. Because half of 60 is 30. So we know this one has to be 1:30. Let's do the next one. It says it's between the 5 and the 6. So we know that it has to be the 5. So let's, oh, that one makes it easy. Because look, we know it's between the 5 and the 6. We always know the earlier number, so it has to be 5. Well, there's 4:30, 5:30, or 6:30 is the option. So it has to be 5:30 because it's between the 5 and the 6. Make sense? So 5:30. Now I know that was super duper fast for time, but now we have to move on to data. So we are going to do the one that says picture graphs. Now, data is just another word for information. Data is information. So if you look at that, that's all you need to know about what data is. Pictographs are like charts and graphs and like bar graphs, and you know how they have the little smiley faces. Now, if we were in class, we normally would do like a class survey and we would graph it out. Kind of like how we do weather for calendar usually, where we graph the weather, we graph those different things, and the amount of days of school, that's like our chart, but still, there's all the different things. You probably use data a lot more than what you think you do. So this one's the pictographs one. Now this one, if you're writing it on a piece of paper and you're not printing it off, don't feel like you have to copy this chart. All you would really have to do is just answer these questions. You really don't have to show, there's not like work to show. There's, that's pretty much all you have to do. So on this pictographs, it says, the pictograph uses pictures or symbols to show information. Write how many children chose each snack. So each smiley face is one child. Some graphs make it so it's like one picture equals 2, but this situation is just 1. So it says there are 9 symbols for popcorn. So 9 children chose popcorn. So if you look right there, see, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 children chose popcorn. How many children chose fruit cups? Well, let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yogurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And cheese and crackers. Now, if you don't get your data right at the beginning, then it can mess up the whole entire problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 kids like cheese and crackers. So now the questions say, use the graph to answer the questions. How many children like cheese and crackers the best? So you look in your graph And you say, okay, how many kids like cheese and crackers? Oh, 10. How many children like yogurt the best? It's number 2. Well, let's look. 7. Which snack is the least favorite? So least means a low amount. Most means a lot. So if we say least favorite, we mean the lowest amount. So which one's the lowest number? A 9, a 4, a 7, or a 10? Well, fruit cups have 4. So 4 is, so we're not looking for the number 4. We're looking for the words fruit cups. So it's really important that you pay attention to how the question's worded, because if it's asking for how many people, it'll say how many kids. But if it's asking for a specific, like what is the thing that has the least, it's not saying 4. Well, 4 what? 4 kids or 4 fruit cups. That's what we're talking about, okay? So fruit cups is the answer to that one. Number 4, which snack is favored by most children? So that's saying which one is the best? Which one is the one that has the most? So, which one has the most? Cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers has the most. How many more children like yogurt than fruit cups? So that one we do have to do some math. So we got to write how many children like yogurt, which is 7. So I'm going to write that down. 7. And then fruit cups. So I'm subtracting fruit cups. So fruit cups is 4. So my problem should be 7 minus 4 equals what? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 less kids. So my answer is 3 kids. Now number 6 says, how many more children like cheese and crackers than yogurt? So cheese and crackers is 10. And then yogurt is 7. So it should be 10 minus 7. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 3. So the answer should be 3. So that's all for that one. Graphs aren't that hard. You just have to do it. Now the other side of that one. Graphs. So it's saying we have to use the graph to answer the questions. So you're not just making them up. Which show is favored by most children? So sometimes it's easier if we just make sure you look at your kilo too. Make sure you figure out how many it is so it'll be easier to do. So animal stories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna write 7 next to animal stories. 3 next to sports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 next to cartoons. Because I counted them. Okay. Which show is favored by most children? So which one has the highest amount? Well, which one's bigger, 7, 3, or 11? Well, 11. So I'm going to put cartoons. Now, how many children like animal stories best? Ooh. 7. Which show is the favorite of 3 children? So which one has only 3? Sports. See? Now, number 4 and number 5 deal with this favorite colors. So this is a little different because it's just shaped differently, but it's the same exact way you figure it out. So which color is favored by most children? So how many kids like red? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to write 4 underneath. Oh, look at the key. I just made a mistake. Look. Each smiley face equals 2 kids, not 1 kid, 2 kids. So each smiley face is 2 kids. So 4 is not the answer. Look. An important detail. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 kids like red. blue. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 like blue. And 2, 4. If you don't do that right, it will mess the whole entire problem up because you don't have the right data amount. So which color is favored by the most kids? 8, 10, or 4? Well, 10, so blue. How many children like red best? It's kind of a weird way to make the problem. Oh, I think it's just counting them up. So just 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that's what they're trying to do. That's kind of a weird way to do it. And then I want you to try number 6 by yourself. Okay? Again, I know we're going fast. I'm putting a whole entire unit of learning in this short video. So it's a lot, I know. The third part of that picture or that page is this one. I want you to try this one by yourself, but basically each one of these is 50 cents. So make sure you get, I'll help you get the data part of it, but I want you to try it because this is an important standard to work with. So we know 2 $50 make $1, right? 2 50-cent pieces. So each one of these things is a 50-cent piece. So make sure you're always looking at your key because that's super important. So 2 of them equals $1. So 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. So $4.50. Now, this next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I put a dash on my things to make them $1. So each line is $1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 50 cents. So $5.50. Now let's do July. $1. So, oh wait, hold on, I did this wrong. So, a half of a coin is a half of $1. So, the full coin is $1 half. So a half of a coin would have to be 25 cents. So back that up. Look, $1, $2, $3, $4, and that's a half. So that means that it's 25. So it's $4.25. Don't get fooled like I did. Let's look. July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's another half. So $6.25. So you got to be super careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be $4.25, $5.50, $6.25, and $5. Okay. So maybe we will do this one so that one doesn't, so it doesn't get confusing. How much money did Sarah earn walking dogs in May? So these are all how much money she made, each one was. So she made $4.25. Now, if you get confused with this, make sure you're asking for help because I don't want you to get it wrong. Number 2 says, how much money did Sarah earn during July and August? So that means we have to add July and August together. Okay. So we found July, $6.25 plus $5. Well, because it's an even number, we can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 25. Because we just added $6.25 plus $5. Number 3, how much more money, more meaning subtraction, did Sarah earn walking dogs in July than June? So in July, she had $6.25. And in June, she had $5.50. So we need to subtract them. So I'm going to put it on the side of my paper. Make sure you put the bigger number first. 5 minus 0 is 5. Now, can we take, if we have 2 fingers, can we take 5 away? This flashes back to our subtraction with regrouping. No, you can't. You have to regroup. So take your 6 and turn it into a 5 here. I'm actually going to write it on my whiteboard because I think this one will make it a little bit easier for this specific one. So you can see it better. See? Okay. 5 minus 0 is 5. So we have to take our 6, turn that one into a 5, which makes this into a 12. 12 minus 5, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Then put our decimal place. 5 minus 5 is 0. So it is 75 cents. So number 4, which month did Sarah earn the most money? So which one has the most? Well, we know that $6.25 is the most. So that means it was July. So we're going to write July. So that answer is not asking for $6.25. It's asking for what month. Because if you look in the question, it says which month. So you have to be careful with these data questions because it's not, you have to figure out what they're asking is the hardest part. Number 5, how much money did Sarah earn during all 4 months? So that means we have to add it up. So I want you to make sure you're showing your work. So I'm going to do it on the whiteboard so that way we can see it a little bit easier. $4.25. Remember, always line up your digits. Make sure you're doing that. $5.50, $6.25, and $5. 5 plus 5 is what? 10. 0, 1 up there. 2, 4, 5 plus 5 is 10. 0, 1 up there. Did you catch that? 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So 4, well, let's do 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. And then you still have your 1 up here, so that makes it, don't forget your decimal place, $21. Now, if you need to pause that and go replay what I just did for that, do it. So, and don't forget your label. Labels are super important. Okay. Now on here, it says, create a pictograph of your own using a chart and the chart and the key. So you're not just making it up, you're using what it says on here. And it's saying that each of whatever your symbol is going to be has to equal $2. So Hannah has $4, Andrea has $5, Peter has $8, and Matt has $7. So you need to make sure that each symbol equals that. So we probably should try that together because we haven't done that before. As I said before, my class, we hadn't covered any of these topics either. So I know this is all new for everybody. So first thing we need to do is we need to write the people's names right here. So Hannah, Andrea, Peter, and Matt. So write their names. You can't really hardly see it because my marker's kind of thin. So Hannah, she spent $4. So 2, if each one has to be 2, so that would be 2, 4. So that means 2, let's just do like a dollar. Let's just do like a square that symbolizes a dollar. Okay, doesn't have to be fancy. 2, 4, that makes sense. $5 is what Andrea has. So that means the 2 of them there, and then if that's 1 more extra dollar, but each symbol has to equal what? It has to equal 2. So we're going to do the 2 squares, but then we're going to make like a half square. See? Now, Peter, 2, 4, 6, 8. So how many dollars do we need? 4. So we need 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sense? Now Matt says 7. So we know 2, 4, 6. Okay, so we draw 3 squares. But is that enough? No, it's not. We need one more dollar. So we need to do another half square. See? That makes sense. So that's the money graphs one. Erase my boards. There's gonna be a lot of other worksheets on the slides. These might look fairly familiar to you because we used to do them on the assessment, but I want to talk to you guys about it so you guys know what you're doing. Now, same thing. Let's figure out what it says. Susan made a bar graph showing the heights of the flowers in her garden. Use the graph to choose the best answers to the questions below. So we got kinds of flowers and then the height of the flowers. So a petunia, a lavender, coneflower, butterfly bush, and sunflower. So if we look right here, okay, 1, 2. So petunia is 2 feet tall. So I'm going to put 2 underneath the petunia. Because if we analyze our graph first before we even start answering the questions, it will go a lot faster. Lavender. If we look closely, draw our line. Here we can draw a line. 2, 4. Coneflower. I'm going to draw the line. Here, it might be easier if I show you like this. You see that okay? So see, coneflower. I'm terrible at drawing upside down 5s. Everyone in my class knows that. Butterfly bush. Okay. Just so you guys know, I'm just using like a regular just leaf protector. It's nothing fancy. It's not like a whiteboard or anything. 6. Okay, and then sunflower. Oh, it's already at the top. So we know the top is 8. Does that make sense? Okay. I think it would be better to go like this now. Okay, so how tall is the coneflower? So I'm going to go to coneflower, and it says 5. So A, 3 feet, B, 4 feet, C, 5 feet, or D, 6 feet. So it's C because it says 5 right there. What color in that circle? Which plant is the tallest? Lavender, coneflower, butterfly bush, or sunflower? Remember, we're just looking for the one that has the biggest number. 8. So that would be sunflower. So color in D, sunflower. Which plant is 3 times as tall as the petunia? Now, I know this is a video that's very, very long, guys, though, by the way. Just pause it and only watch it in segments so that way you can get it as you're going through the worksheet. Which plant is 4 feet tall? So look, lavender is 4 feet tall. So we're going to do lavender. Which plant is 3 times as tall as the petunia? Okay, so that one, we got to look, how much is the petunia? Petunia says 2. So 3 times. So that means 3 2s. 2, 4, 6. So we have 3 right here, right? So which one is 6? Butterfly bush. Now, which one has the number 3? Make sense? Which plant is closest in height to the lavender? So find the lavender. So is 2 closer or is 5 closer? Well, I would say to get from 4, that's 2 spaces. To get from 4 to 5 is 1. So that would mean the coneflower would be it. Make sense? This is what it should look like. Okay. Now, let's move on to that back page and then we'll be done for the day. For what I'm going to explain to you, and I want you to try the other ones by yourself. Speedy animals. The bar graph shows how fast animals can run. Use the graph to answer the question. So let's analyze our graph. Okay. So a cheetah has a speed of 70 miles per hour. A deer has 30 miles per hour. Lion, 50. Now elephant, look at elephant pretty closely. Look, it's not quite to the edge. So we have to do it's between the 20 and the 30. So halfway between 20 and 30 is 25. So it's 25. And then zebra is 40. Okay. So it says, how fast can a lion run? Well, look, it says 50, and it's not just 50, 50 what? 50 miles per hour, so you can put MPH. How fast can an elephant run? Well, 25 miles per hour. Which animal runs the fastest? So, well, a cheetah does because it's a 70. So it's not asking for the number 70, it's asking for what animal. So we're gonna write cheetah. What is the zebra's top speed? Well, look at our graph, and it says 40. Now this next one, do not get fooled. It says, list all 5 animals in order from slowest to fastest. It's not asking for numbers, it's asking for words. Which animals? Now we're gonna go from slowest, so the smallest to the biggest. So which one is the smallest? Elephant. So we're gonna go elephant. Next one, 30 is the next smallest. So that is the deer. The next one, zebra, is 40. The next one is lion. And then the fastest one is the cheetah. See? So again, we're wanting words, not numbers. So I want you to try all those data things out, test out time, see if you can go find a clock that's a regular clock at your house, and see if you can say, hey mom, give me a digital time, and you have to like figure out how to, what it would be look like on a clock. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me. And I can't believe next week is gonna be our week 7 and our last week. It's kind of crazy, but I miss you all. Hope to see you soon.